Yep. What's up, everybody? Mike Sims here from Let's Be Blunt Podcast, coming at you live from the Plug Distribution, one of my sponsors here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I get this question all the time. What is THCA? What is THCA flower? So THCA is tetrahydrocannabinol, but ultimately, what we're concerned about is legality, safety, and ultimately, what does it do for you? So, the big buzz right now in the hemp world is THCA flower, and Delta 9. Delta 9 THC is what is federally regulated. It is how we define hemp. Anything 0.3% or less of Delta 9 THC is defined as hemp. Therefore, we figured out, some people smarter than myself, if you take a flower high in THCA, ultimately, once you decarboxylate it or heat it, the Delta 9 THC, the THCA is now converted into Delta 9 THC. So, how does this work? Well, and talking to some people around the industry and other farmers and lawyers and everything else, ultimately, once hemp was legalized and removed from the DEA and their jurisdiction, it then fell under the USDA jurisdiction. The USDA jurisdiction only covers growing hemp flower. They only care about testing it and its compliance during the grow period. Although it's high in THCA, it is relatively low in Delta 9 THC. Therefore, it is legal. Once harvested, however, and once heat hits it, light, whether artificial or real with sunshine, it starts the decarboxylation process. So ultimately, the Delta 9 THC starts to convert from the THCA. So ultimately, it does have an intoxicating effect or a high to it. So we have flower out there, a lot of flower out there now that is high in THCA. It's kind of taking over the Delta 8 market. For those playing along at home, we realized that Delta 8 was a nice alternative cannabinoid to have for an intoxicating effect because ultimately we couldn't have the Delta 9. Well, not only have we now found a way to have Delta 9 flower, we also have Delta 9 gummies and what have you, as long as it's derived from hemp. So we have larger gummies now with less milligrams of Delta 9 THC. So it's really the same ones you buy in dispensaries in legalized states. It's just now we have them here in non-legalized states under the Farm Bill Act or the Hemp Bill. So to go over the whole thing again, THCA is the non-active THC, and it activates once you heat it or light it, and then it turns to Delta 9 THC. A lot of this flower is north of 20 to 25, 30% THCA. So when you light that and smoke it, there's definitely a very intoxicating high to it. So it can be found in a lot of hemp stores, smoke shops, and things throughout the U.S., and especially in places where full legalization hasn't happened. Just make sure that you're getting an up-to-date current COA that tells you what's in the flower, other than its THC content, just to make sure there's no herbicides, metals, microbials, anything in the flower that actually make you sick. So where can this be found? It can be found at a lot of hemp stores locally and online. My sponsors, theplugdistribution.com, cltcbd.com, or crowntowncannabis.com. You can find the THCA flower on there. There'll also be available very soon THC crystal line, THCA crystal line that's 90% plus pure THCA. And again, when you put it into a rig, vape it or smoke it, it does have an intoxicating effect. So check out this more next week. We're going to have Rod Kite on, hopefully before the Thanksgiving break. We're also going to have J.D. McCormick, which is a national lobbyist, one of the few national lobbyists we have for the hemp industry. And, both J.D. is currently out in Vegas for the Champ show out there, as many people in this industry are. So we'll have them on next week as well as Rod Kite, and we'll discuss more in depth THCA, the legalities of it, and is it going to be affected by any upcoming laws or rules or changes? And we'll also have them talk about some other hot topics and subjects in the industry and things to be aware of, changes coming, both good and bad. But we'll go over all those next week. But meanwhile, get your hands on some of this THCA flower. It is incredible. For my enthusiasts out there, my purists that don't like anything added or sprayed on their flower, like Delta 8, as we know, has an extract that's ultimately sprayed back on the hemp flower. That way it can be smoked for an intoxicating effect, where this THCA flower is organically grown, nothing else added or sprayed in the end. And then ultimately it's about as pure as you can get. It's as natural as you can get, as Mother Nature intended. So for our purists out there, it's the best smoke, and it's delicious. It's more close to marijuana strains you've tried. Very terpenous, very flavorful, flower. And it's, again, organic, all natural, nothing sprayed, nothing added. You have to try it. So tune in next week. We're going to talk about that and some more things more in depth. Again, if you have anything that you ever want to add or come on our show, we'd love to hear from you, whether it's cannabis related or just life related. We'd love to hear from you. We're really getting things dialed in over here. We're getting more and more guests on, more and more subjects. Talk about anything you might want to hear. Like and subscribe below. We got a lot more content coming your way. And, again, like to thank my sponsors, the Plug Distribution, Crown Town Cannabis. Check out their websites or go by one of their stores. Get you some THCA flower. Get you some Delta 9 gummies. You won't be disappointed. We do not have to wait on legalization. It's here. We have some amazing products. And, again, we'll find out more in depth next week about all these things and more. So if you got any questions, tune in. I'm thinking next week, Wednesday the 23rd at 11 p.m. for those who want to join us live. But, as always, peace, love, and cannabis. Find us at letsbeblunt.org. Like and subscribe below. Stay out there. Stay beautiful. Don't eat too much turkey on Thanksgiving if we don't see you before then. Have a great day.